So I may or may not have outed my entire class when we were gonna have a bonfire my senior year. Hey you guys, welcome back to my channel. It is 2017, and what better way to start the new year than exposing myself for doing something completely stupid, embarrassing, yet again, because that's what my life is based on, just me saying stupid things or doing stupid things, and they end up on YouTube, so there you go. I hope everyone had a really safe and wonderful new year. I know that I had a really great one. I got to play this game called Quelf, which I would really recommend to you because it's a lot of fun. It's really silly. If you like fast-paced and random, I really recommend that. I really want to buy it for my family because all we have right now is Settlers and Monster. Monster's actually really fun, but Settlers, you know how I feel about it. Just kidding. I love playing it with my family sometimes, but I'm more about the fast-paced games like Quelf, so you should buy Quelf. This video is not sponsored. I just really like it. There you go. So before I get into this story, I really just need to say that if you went to school with me and you were intending on going to this event, I am so sorry, but I didn't do this on purpose, and you'll understand as we get into the video. I just have a big mouth. That's it. There was no intent. I'm not a Randall from Recess. I did not intend for this to happen the way that it did, so please know that. I hope that we're all old enough that you won't riot against me and hate me, and you can just laugh at it. Okay, so this story starts at the end of my senior year. More like mid-end, we still had a couple good months to go, I believe, maybe not. It's like when exactly this happened is a little bit hazy, but I remember exactly how it happened, kind of. We'll see. And my senior year, I was in government. Everyone had to take government their senior year. And I had this class, and it was, I was so awkward. I had my friend, my Gothic friend. We're still friends. I wouldn't say he's Gothic, but if you saw him, you would assume it was Gothic, but I think he's, identifies something else. I don't know. So it was me, my friend, two awkward kids, and then the rest of the class was, entirely popular kids. Yeah. And my socially awkward self, didn't know how to handle that, and there you go. That's just how it was. So I sat at this point, I was sitting in front of a girl who's fairly popular, and she sat with a bunch of guys that were fairly popular. Some of them, I had okay relationships with some of them. I had to sit in groups with them sometimes, and we would talk just fine. It wasn't as far as I know, it wasn't they hated me, they just kind of tolerated me. I was an acquaintance with them, but I wouldn't go try to hang out with them after school. You know what I mean? We weren't closed in that way. I did a lot of extracurricular activities though, so a lot of people knew about me. I had a fairly decent repertoire at school. I just wasn't in that group because I more preferred to hang out with my one Gothic friend in that class and my drama kid friends outside of class. You get my drift. So I was sitting, probably with him, I'm not sure, but I was sitting in the front of the classroom, and the girl behind me, who was fairly popular, was talking about having a bonfire. And I am a busybody. I love to listen in on conversations. I'm not judging you. I'm just literally curious what you're talking about. I find other humans fascinating, and I want to know what they're talking about. And so I overheard it, and I didn't think much of it. I was like, oh, okay, that's cool. Well, then later on that day, I ended up talking with my other friend who she had a fair amount of friends in that group maybe, or she knew people that knew people, I don't know. But she was talking to me, and she's like, hey, did you hear about this bonfire? And I'm like, oh, I thought that was only for those guys. I didn't even think that was our territory. And she's like, yeah, every senior is invited, you should go. And so a normal girl being invited to a senior event where popular people would be like, oh my gosh, I'm gonna go. What am I gonna wear? Nika, me, thinks, oh my gosh, what if I go and I do something awkward and they judge me and I never have friends again? What if I fall into the fire? What if I have an asthma attack? What if I fall? What if I don't know. I don't know what I was thinking. I was just I can't go to this. I'm gonna do something weird and they're gonna judge me. My one chance, and that's what I'm thinking. So I'm probably debating this in my head for a while. I'm like, do I go? Do I not go? Am I really invited? Do I count as a senior? I am a senior, but do people notice me? Why? That's social anxiety for you right there. You freak out about that kind of thing. I end up mentioning it later, maybe that day or maybe later in the week, to a teacher that I was fairly close with. Now, because I did do announcements, because I was like in charge of our senior video that year, because I had done yearbook for a little while, because I just did a lot of extracurricular stuff, I knew a lot of teachers, like on a more personal level. And so I would talk to them kind of just about my life in general. That was nothing out of the ordinary. So I think I was just like mentioned, like, I'm really nervous about this. Like, I don't know if I'm really wanted there. I think that was mostly what I was worried about, was like, would I show up and be like, have people just be like, why is she here? Like, that's mostly what I was worried about. And I mentioned that to her, and, you know, I'm thinking she's just gonna give me plausible advice, like, oh, you should go, or oh, like, maybe you should just make sure another one of your friends comes. But no, she freaks out. What? You're gonna play with fire? What? There's going to be fire there? What are you talking about? And I'm just like, I don't know, like, it's just a thing people are talking about. I probably won't go. Like, I'm like, why am I in trouble? And she broke out, and I just kind of tried to drop it and not talk about it anymore. I left school and I forgot about it. Like, I forgot that conversation happened. I was just still freaking out, because she probably could have given me logical advice and I would have forgotten about it. It's just how it was when I got home and I turned on the TV. My mind was gone for the day. I kind of forgot about it, and like, I think I probably still debated it in my head, but I was probably just kind of came to the conclusion, like, I'm not gonna go, I'm gonna stay home and watch TV. Or hang out with my dad or something, you know what I mean? Well, a couple days go by and all of the seniors get called into an emergency assembly. And, you know, we're all thinking, like, what is going on? Was there like a bomb threat? Like, we're all thinking something terrible happened. No. The principal proceeds to come out onto the gym floor, because we had our assemblies in the gym, and says,
I've been informed that you seniors were planning on having a senior bonfire.
And my heart stops. I'm just like, oh my gosh, what have I done? What have I done? And she proceeds to go on about how irresponsible and how dangerous this is, and how, like, she is just so disappointed in us. And I'm literally sitting there just like eyes wide. I am a deer caught in the headlights. I am just freaking out. And then some firefighters proceed to enter into the room and coach us on fire safety and tell us how many forest fires we have a year. Now, I live in Reno, Nevada, and we are a completely dry city, state, whatever. Fires happen all of the time. Like, we're all used to them. Like, it's pretty much like somebody's going to get evacuated at some point during the summer or some point during the year. I actually had a teacher that was majorly affected by a fire near her house. She may have even come and said something because she had to deal with smoke damage. And I'm just sitting there like, what have I done? Now that I'm a little bit older and I've seen more movies and I know more things, when teens would go to have a bonfire in a movie, it's literally like a pile of logs that are lit on fire in an unsafe area. Probably what would have happened if we had gone, we probably would have gone somewhere with a fire pit, which would have been, I mean, it's still, you know, dangerous, whatever, but it would have been meant for that, is what I'm assuming what would have happened. And maybe like we were just wording it bonfire, but it would have been more of like a pit meant for putting sticks and s'mores. Maybe not, maybe it would have been a real bonfire. And so I understand why my teacher was worried. I understand why the fire department was called, but I literally am the one that caused it. And so I'm sitting there and I'm just like, what have I gotten myself into? So I'm just quiet for the rest of the day. I don't say anything about it. I don't talk to anyone about it. I may have told like a few close friends, like, that was my fault. Gosh, I don't remember telling anybody. I remember telling people like after the fact, like months later, maybe a few people, but I was so nervous that I was gonna like literally get beaten up or something because I outed everybody. And so I spent like the days after my senior year just trying to not talk about it, not mention it. I can remember people like around me being like, I don't know who told, like we kept it a secret. We didn't tell anybody. And I'm just like, So that is the story of how I single-handedly ruined the senior bonfire. Never happened, unless they did it without telling me. But, yeah. Thank you so much for watching this video, and if you went to school with me and you hate me now, I understand, and I'm sorry. If you went to school and you still love me, thank you. It was an accident, I swear. I just have a big mouth and social anxiety that I now know I have. At that time, I didn't, and I thought it was just weird. So if I had known that back then, I probably would have known how to handle it without asking somebody. But, you know, it was 5 years ago. I hope we're all mature enough now that we can forgive me. So thank you guys so much. Please do not forget to like and subscribe. I am a small growing channel, so every subscription, every like, every comment is extremely helpful and welcomed. Thank you. I also did kind of want to let you guys know next week is going to be a smidge on the different side. I am going to Disneyland and San Diego. So I'm going to be gone for a week. So I won't be doing a normal video like this, but I have decided I am going to I have decided I am going to vlog bits and pieces of my trip as I can, but it's not really going to be edited. It's just going to be like just random videos that I post just because I'm not bringing my editing equipment because it's vacation. I need a break sometimes and I don't want to sit there and have to edit. So I'm just going to, you know, film myself on my phone, post it to YouTube so you all can tune into what's going on, and that will be made available on Facebook. Maybe I'll do a couple of videos on Facebook Live. So I hope you guys can forgive me and still love me even if I don't post a video that day. But hopefully something interesting will happen along the way and I can do a story time about that the following Monday. I love you guys so much. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you all have a great week. So please don't forget to follow Scraps on Instagram for daily pictures, or maybe weekly because Mommy gets busy, pictures of his cuteness and all the fun stuff he does. And please follow Mommy's blog. She's got a bird on her back at blogspot.com for updates on DIY and other fun stuff. And we also have a family blog too. I will leave the link to that in the description where you can find out how we're doing as a family and all of that fun stuff. But thank you guys again. Oh, I almost forgot to tell you guys, once February comes, this is really exciting news, I'm going to be posting on Wednesdays maybe, or Fridays. I'm going to be posting 2 videos a week because I will have the time at that point. So really excited about that. Maybe I'll do like a series, maybe I won't. I don't know yet, but I'm going to be trying to post more and more as I can and I get the availability, maybe even on Saturdays. I'm not sure yet, but I'm really excited to expand this channel even more, search out more things to talk about, and yes, so yay. All right, you guys, I will see you next week. Have a wonderful rest of your day. Bye!